Hello everyone, hope I'm audible and visible to all of you. So today is 17th October 2025. Hope you can see me. Good morning, Anandu, and good morning everybody else who will be joining. So yeah, just give me a second. So yes, sir, 17th October 2025, holiday period is going on, but for people who are preparing, every day is a day where you have to give your best. My name is Shubham Sagar. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, and this is the Telegram channel. I'll be sharing this particular Hindu analysis PDF by 9:30 a.m. here. What else, sir and ma'am? Let's start the discussion. So, good morning, Harshini. Good morning, Prateek. And let's start. So yesterday I gave you people this particular question. In India, AQI is calculated based on several pollutants. Which of the following is not part of AQI calculation? What is the answer here, guys? PM 2.5, PM 10, ozone or radon. What is not part of it? What is not part of AQI, so to say? So 13th, as Harshini has stated, radon is not a part of it. So do have a look at yesterday's green firecrackers Hindu article which we have discussed. There we have talked about AQI, different pollutants, 8 pollutants, different types of AQIs. What does 300 AQI determine, etc., etc. So do have a look at that. Cool. So Harshini, Prateek, Anandu, all of you have stated the answer. Let's come back to the present and let's talk about the first article of the day, which is there on page 10 editorial, none too soon. And here we are talking about northeast monsoon. Northeast monsoon has arrived earlier. What is the reason for early arrival? Good morning, Irtush. So what is the reason for early arrival of this particular, and more than the reason part, first of all, let's try to understand the basic rationale of southwest monsoon and northeast monsoon. So northeast monsoon we are talking about mainly from October to December. March is a little too far-fetched. So what happens? See, you people, when you read basic geography, you people may have read about land bridge, sea bridge concept. Indian monsoon is a phenomena which we are still studying. It's not very predictable, because we are in a tropical setup, so to say, somewhat tropical and temperate, between tropical to temperate. So but unlike, what I'm trying to say here is, unlike, let's say, England, Wimbledon, you have temperate region, and there the situation is very predictable. You have fronts which develops in temperate region, frontal rainfall happens, unlike our region where you have tropical rainfall and tropical cyclones, which is somewhat difficult to predict. So if we still are studying the basic rationale of monsoon, how monsoon happens, what impacts Indian monsoon, Indian Ocean dipole, El Nino, La Nina, blah blah blah. So what basic understanding about Indian monsoon is, like southwest monsoon, what happens here? In the summer season, land gets warmer faster, sea is comparatively cooler, so this warm air of land rises upwards, cold air from sea comes to the comes to occupy that particular vacuum rather, and this cold air is coming from sea, which is also carrying moisture, thereby bringing rainfall. Southwest monsoon in a nutshell. There are so many other phenomena which are also involved here. Ferenc law, as Pratik is stating. So what we are discussing, and what happens, so this is southwest monsoon. Then what will happen during this particular period, October to December period? Now the thing is, see what happens. Generally land gets cooled, it gets warmed faster, gets cooler faster, gets warmed faster, gets cooler faster, land. On the other hand, sea gets, everything happens in a slowly manner. So now this impact of that whole summer heat is getting to sea. Now sea is warmer in this particular period, sea is warmer and land is comparatively cooler. So again, what will happen? The air will move from land to sea. Now this air is predominantly moving from land to sea, so the moisture is very less. So mostly in northeast monsoon, you will not have rainfall. But see, the Tamil Nadu coast. What will happen if you see this particular arrow? Some of the portion of Tamil Nadu coast or this northeast monsoon will cross over certain portion of Bay of Bengal, and then they will enter Tamil Nadu coast, thereby bringing rainfall in Tamil Nadu, some portion of Andhra Pradesh, Rayalaseema. So hope you're understanding the basic rationale which is involved here. Good morning, Mamta. And what we are talking about, how southwest monsoon and northeast monsoon works. It's very similar to the concept of land bridge sea bridge, but not exactly the same concept. It's about differential heating of land and water, how they are heated and what is the basic property and blah blah blah. So again, let's talk about this editorial and what they are talking about. Cool. High temperature, so low pressure, as pressure is again flows from high to low. Cool, 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 Pratik. So none too soon. Northeast monsoon. And now see, what are the basic rationale of this article? It's important from geography perspective and then also important from urbanization perspective. All these are in your GS mains paper 1. GS mains paper 1. Urbanization. What is the basic rationale of urbanization? So when these northeast monsoon winds arrive, rainfall happens in coastal Tamil Nadu mostly, and then some parts of Andhra Pradesh and Rayalaseema, then Chennai is impacted. Chennai witnesses flood. Uh, where is Harshini? Harshini, where are you from in Tamil Nadu? So witnesses flood. So again, this is an example of haphazard urbanization also. So that also has to be taken care of when northeast monsoon wind is arriving early. So again, you can have a look at this. There will be a above normal rainfall. Northeast monsoon has arrived earlier, and this northeast monsoon is very important for Tamil Nadu. You can see almost half of Tamil Nadu's rainfall, they are getting it from northeast monsoon. So it's very important for Tamil Nadu, also important for Andhra Pradesh. Madurai, sir, very good. So cyclones and cloud bursts. See, and what about Madurai? Does it receive rainfall from northeast monsoon, Harshini? Not that much because it is inland, right? The season typically sees cyclonic disturbance, etc., etc. So the tropical cyclone phenomena will also be witnessed, and the Chennai flood can reoccur. So that has to be taken care of in the urbanization part, haphazard urbanization. Like there has to be, and again, this is common in Gurgaon also. You don't have proper planning, you have too much encroachment, so poor storm water drains, encroached water courses, public negligence, dumping waste in water bodies, all these things leads to phenomena like urban flooding in Chennai. Happened in the past, will happen in the future, and something has to be done, and that is proper planning, and haphazard urbanization has to go away. No, sir, it's landlocked in interior, has drier condition. Very good. Okay, so Tamil Nadu government is setting up real-time flood forecasting system. You can have a look at this, but loss of life has decreased due to all these floodings, and Tamil Nadu government is doing things. Cool. So northeast monsoon, it is also known as retreating monsoon. What is the basic rationale of retreating monsoon? It happens after the withdrawal of southwest monsoon. In a way, it is said that southwest monsoon has ended, and after that northeast monsoon will arrive. So it's a retreating monsoon. Retreating means it is going away from India. If you see the direction here, so it is flowing from land to sea, it is going away from India. Retreating monsoon. So monsoon is ending, and it happens after the withdrawal. So retreating monsoon. They can even ask you which particular monsoon is known as retreating monsoon, and why it is called retreating, because it follows the withdrawal of southwest monsoon. Occurs mainly from this particular period, like in this period, extend up till March, and caused by northeasterly trade winds. This trade winds and subtropical high pressure belt, low pressure belt, etc. We can talk about it in some separate geography lecture, or maybe we will talk about it in subsequent Hindu analysis. Not now. Mainly affects Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, Andhra Pradesh, some part of Karnataka, Kerala. But do remember, these Karnataka, Kerala, they are mostly getting their rainfall from southwest monsoon. Major states which are impacted by northeast monsoon is Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, the Rayalaseema region. Sir, does monsoon start with Andaman Nicobar and ends with it? No, it starts with, like, Kerala is the first state which encounters monsoon. Kerala's coast. So you can say India's, and here when we talk about monsoon start, we are talking about southwest monsoon starts. So it starts from Kerala, Western Ghats, and then it goes to different regions, Pratik. Okay, so now let's solve some questions. MCQ 1. The northeast monsoon is sometimes referred to as retreating monsoon. Why? It occurs after the withdrawal of southwest monsoon. It brings rain to North India during winter. It blows from southwest to northeast. It is associated with a low rainfall across India. So Pratik, Harshini, Anandu, Iltush, all of you have given the answer. It occurs after the withdrawal of southwest monsoon. Very good here. MCQ 2. The northeast monsoon often brings cyclonic disturbance over which region? Annie has also given the answer. Annie, where are you from in Tamil Nadu? Which particular region? Harshini is from Madurai. Where are you from? Northeast monsoon brings cyclonic disturbances over. You may have told me this thing earlier, but I have forgotten. Basic rationale is, do you get impacted by northeast monsoon or not? So Pratik, Harshini, Anandu, you have given the answer. So northeast monsoon often brings cyclonic disturbances over Bay of Bengal. And I check mains answer, and I always tell people whenever you're solving questions, let's say related to northeast monsoons, southwest monsoon, etc. Kanyakumari district, sir. Oh my God, awesome. So in that scenario, try to make maps as much as possible. It will give you half marks, 1 marks extra, and that matters a lot. See this question properly. Read this question properly. Very important. So this is asking which of the following regions in India receive maximum rainfall from northeast monsoon. Very good, very good. So Annie has also given the answer. Tamil Nadu, Rayalaseema, Kerala's Malabar coast, coastal Karnataka. Anandu has given the answer. Pratik, Harshini, all of you have given the answer. Understand one thing, what we have discussed, maximum rainfall. Will coastal Karnataka receive maximum rainfall from northeast monsoon or southwest monsoon? What did I just told you? Like if you again see the map, where is Karnataka? Karnataka will receive maximum rainfall from southwest monsoon, guys. Northeast monsoon, as I've told you, majorly impacts Tamil Nadu and then it impacts Andhra Pradesh to a certain extent. Other states, they will receive fringe amount of rainfall, if any. And there is another reason why Kerala and Karnataka, they will not receive many rainfall. Why Tamil Nadu or some portion of Andhra Pradesh is receiving? Because here the wind is blowing from sea to land. So there is moisture. But by the time it reaches Kerala or Karnataka, they are blowing from land to land. The moisture has gone out of the window. There is no moisture which will lead to rainfall. And that's why, even though they receive some amount of rainfall, that is not the maximum rainfall. That's why I told you, read the question properly. The question is talking about which of the following regions receive maximum rainfall. Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, they receive maximum rainfall. Kerala's Malabar coast, coastal Karnataka, they receive maximum rainfall from southwest monsoon, not northeast. So third and fourth is wrong. If you just eliminate third and fourth, you will get the answer, that is A. So hope you are understanding why the answer is A. Cool, yeah? So what we were discussing. So Anand also tried it, Pratik, Harshini, Iltush. Cool. So the answer A. Good question, tricky question. Now, page number 10, editorial. Ensure safeguards for India's carbon market. Now, renewable energy, clean energy, they keep on coming. And I will tell you, like the people who are watching these videos right now, and the people who will watch it in future also, I am very sure 90% of the people, or even more than 90% of the people, they don't know how carbon credit work. You may know certain things, but I'm very sure more than 90% of the people, they don't know how carbon credit work. So let me tell you how carbon credit work, and then we'll talk about this whole article, what this editorial is talking about. So basically, what is the step of how carbon credit work? And then there are certain projects. There are sequestration projects, there are mitigation projects, and these projects are different from each other. Sequestration and mitigation projects, how they're different. So how carbon credit work? First of all, there are certain sequestration projects. What are sequestration project? Mitigation and sequestration project. So let's try to understand this. These solar winds, they are mitigation projects. These terms are important, guys. We have to understand them. Mitigation and then sequestration. So the basic rationale of mitigation projects like solar, wind, etc. is to reduce carbon emission at the source, reduce CO2 emissions at the source. Solar, wind, they will not reduce, like they will not, cause carbon emission, or even if they are causing, they cause minimal carbon emission, reduce CO2 emissions at the source. And what is the what is the purpose of sequestration project? Remove CO2 from the atmosphere. This is different, guys. Mitigation and sequestration, they are not the same. Remove CO2 from atmosphere. That is sequestration. So this reforestation and afforestation, they are sequestration project. Cool. So either you are involved in mitigation project or sequestration project. What will happen? You are trying to reduce CO2 emissions. So you did this. You initiated this project, renewable energy, solar, wind, or reforestation, afforestation. Then a third party will measure how much CO2 you reduced or you removed. Reduction by mitigation project, removal by sequestration project. Guys, are you understanding the basic rationale between difference between mitigation and sequestration project, guys? Very important. You have to understand this. This is conceptual in nature. So now third party will verify. Let's say solar project happened. How much CO2 emission it reduced? Ideally, if a coal power plant of same megawatt was installed, it how much CO2 it would have emitted and how much solar wind is emitting. So they will measure it. And if sequestration project, reforestation, afforestation, how much CO2 they removed. So based on that, they will quantify the amount. Quantification happened here in step 2. And then after quantification, carbon credits are issued, like how many ton of CO2 you reduced or removed based on mitigation or sequestration project. So these carbon credits, now it is registered in a carbon or recorded in a carbon registry. So let's say there was a reforestation project taken by certain state government. They reduce certain amount of CO2 or they remove CO2, certain amount of CO2 from the atmosphere. So they get 100 carbon credits, 100 cc. Now there are certain projects, there are certain companies which want to reduce their carbon emissions. So they want to reduce it on their own. There is no compulsion on them from government. So and let's say they want to reduce it by 100 units. So what they can do is, and they feel like they cannot reduce it right now, they will emit 100 units. So they can buy these 100 carbon credits, which will allow them, they can do these things. They can offset their emissions by like let's say there's a let's say government has made it mandatory that you can emit only 100 units, but you're emitting you can emit only 80 units, but you're emitting 100 units. So what you can do, you can buy these 20 excess units from carbon credits. That's how these things work. Companies that want to offset their emissions, voluntary buyers, or let's say already there is a thing that no, I want to emit my carbon emission. So let's say if I'm emitting 100 units, I will buy these. I will offset this by buying 100 carbon credits. So one, when there is no compulsion, but I am myself reducing it by buying carbon credits. Even though I'm emitting them, but I'm offsetting them by buying carbon credits. Or the second scenario is where government has imposed a condition for you that you have to, reduce carbon emission by this amount, and you feel like you cannot do that. So the rationale is you buy these carbon credits. So that's how this whole scenario works. The carbon credit system works, and mitigation and sequestration works. Hope you understood some part of it. This is again a tricky area, and you will understand what these things are once you read more and more about it. So now let's go into this article. Now this article is talking about, we understood how carbon credit works, what are mitigation and sequestration projects. So you do these carbon, solar energy, wind energy, or you do these afforestation, reforestation, sequestration. So now what has happened, there is a fad going on. Different companies, different state governments, etc., they will be involved in creating these carbon credits, involved in mitigation and sequestration projects. But are you taking the local people into confidence? That is also important. Local people always comes into picture whenever you talk about these issues. So first of all, let's talk about this editorial is saying that growth driven model originating from industrial revolution has already exceeded planetary boundaries because it has created a lot of stress, a lot of carbon emissions. So now there is call for degrowth. Now, we don't want growth because this growth has come at a very big cost. But developing countries like India, they're like, no, no, man, we still have to develop. There is poverty, there is hunger, SDG 1 and 2, we have to take care of that. We cannot achieve these SDGs by 2030 if we are not focusing on development. So development is very important. So now the rationale is growth will happen, but without harming environment. And how you can do this thing where you are decoupling growth from environmental harm by focusing on these projects, mitigation and sequestration projects. So carbon credit, as we have discussed, how carbon credit you can generate it by mitigation project where you are reducing emission at the source, and you can do it by sequestration effects where you are absorbing CO2 from the environment, and companies buy credit to offset emissions while shifting to cleaner process. So that is the basic rationale here. Do remember the difference between mitigation and sequestration. They are very important. Now the point is involvement of local people. We know how we can deal with this carbon thing, mitigation, sequestration. So we have to do some projects, make some projects. Carbon projects may replicate colonial style extraction. As you know, we talk about different projects. Like in Kenya, it happened rangelands carbon project, where the project said, like you can think about Great Nicobar project. It's not exactly same, just an example. In Great Nicobar project, when we have discussed it, administration said that they took the permission of Nicobari people, but Nicobari people said that no such thing happened. Same thing can happen in mitigation and sequestration projects, although they are for a noble cause, right? But at least you should ask the community, right? And that happened in Kenya. Community was not taken into confidence. They bypassed consent and weakened land rights, accused of top-down model, just like Great Nicobar project, Sardar Sarovar Dam. This can be top down. You're not taking local people into confidence. That is actually not good. Same thing happened in Lake Turkana wind project. Also restricted herder access. People who were living there, they cannot go to certain areas. So what are the lessons and risks for India? India is doing good when it comes to solar energy. India is doing good, and India will keep on doing good when it comes to these mitigation and sequestration projects. But we have to again take into account the local people grievances, and these kind of projects may restrict grazing, fuel wood access. You will not make these mitigation and sequestration projects in urban areas, can you? You will make in rural areas where local people who are already very vulnerable, they are involved. You can, or you may take away their rights. This editorial is saying please don't do that. Then you are just repeating what is happening in Kenya. So the Kenyan case wants India to secure land rights, consent. Consent is very important. As somebody said, no means no. Niamgiri Hills, etc. So what we are realizing via this particular editorial is, even if you're doing something for a noble purpose, then also there are issues. It's not always a straightforward thing. Governance is not always a straightforward thing. So structural weaknesses in India's carbon market. Carbon projects risk turning into modern plantation agriculture. So what used to happen in plantation agriculture 200 years back? Britishers used to take away Indian people to Caribbean islands, Fiji, etc. And these people worked in inhospitable condition. Like there was no consent which was taken. Same thing can happen in these mitigation and sequestration projects also. Companies and even governments can do things without asking for consent. Top down imposition can happen, and that has to be taken care of. That's what this editorial is saying. Way forward, over regulation could discuss. Now there is a fine line here. What is a fine line? The fine line is like Vedanta, Niamgiri Hills, bauxite mining. So if you are over regulating, if let's say government is setting up certain criteria, that mitigation and sequestration project, if it has to go on, they have to take permission from local people, this and that, then this is over regulation. It could discourage participation. Maybe companies will not come forward for these solar projects, wind projects, or afforestation, reforestation, whatever. They will not come. So over regulation is bad, but lack of safeguards will undermine local people's right. So there has to be a balance between this over regulation and lack of safeguards. Hope you're understanding. Not an easy job, governance, guys. You can say things about your central government, state government, but this is a very very tough job to maintain a balance between over regulation and lack of safeguards. Cool. So need is for balanced light touch regulatory system. There should be transparency, there should be benefit sharing, there should be protection of community rights. Easier said than done. So participatory model of governance, as we keep on talking about, these are cliche which you have to use in your mains answer. Cool. So hope you understood. This is a technical article. This is not an easy article. This is a tricky article, but hope you understood the basic rationale involved in this article. We have just discussed how carbon credit work, what are mitigation projects, what are sequestration projects. Now let's solve some question. Micro irrigation. Okay, so micro irrigation, like we were talking about how India is doing good. Let's come back and let me show you something. So this article is saying that India is doing good when it comes to focusing on or decoupling growth from environmental harm. We are doing good in solar power, we are doing good in micro irrigation. So let's solve a question on micro irrigation, and then if you don't know it, we'll discuss what is micro irrigation. Whatever knowledge, pre-existing knowledge you have, that will happen in UPSC also. Some question will come out of the picture. So think about what is micro irrigation, and based on that, solve this question. So which of the following is not an advantage of micro irrigation? Saves water compared to flood irrigation, reduces soil erosion, weed growth, eliminates the need for fertilizers, completely increases crop yield. So basically, what is micro irrigation? Micro irrigation is sprinkler irrigation, drip irrigation, all these comes under micro irrigation. So what is drip irrigation? Earlier, what used to happen? You are growing rice in a field, so you will flood that particular field, flooding, enormous water wastage, right? In drip irrigation, wherever the crop is grown, you will be putting water there, sprinkler irrigation. So it saves water. Yes, it reduces soil erosion. When you're doing flooding of a particular region, then soil will be removed also from a particular place, can increase soil erosion. So yes, it is an advantage of micro irrigation. If you're doing drip irrigation, like it's like giving drip to your body, giving drip to the crop, so it will reduce soil erosion. Eliminate the need for fertilizer completely. Don't you think it's an extreme statement? If we talk about C and D, maybe you're confused between C and D, always go for the extreme statement. How will micro irrigation eliminate the need for fertilizer? It will lead to increase in efficiency of water uses. It can increase crop yield. If you think about how much, if there is flooding, you need more resources. Maybe now you will need less fertilizer, less pesticide, etc. So it can increase crop yield. But how will it eliminate the need for fertilizer completely? So C is extreme statement. Cool. Oh, not sorry. So the answer is C. Oh, sorry or I'm not sorry. So hope you understood. Again, we'll talk about micro irrigation later on. Let's focus on which of the following activities is or are example or examples of carbon sequestration. So we have discussed these two terms, mitigation and sequestration. How mitigation and sequestration are different from each other. So yes, sir. What was sequestration? What was mitigation? So Harshini, Anandu, you two have given the answer. Mamta has also given the answer. What sequestration was what? It removed carbon from the atmosphere. What removes carbon? Reforestation and afforestation removes. Does solar and wind remove? It reduces carbon at the source. It reduces carbon emission at the source. So they are mitigation projects. I know, guys, we have just read it, so it will take some time. So I'm very happy that you people are even answering it, answering these tricky things. There can be some projects which shows in mixture of both mitigation and sequestration, but what we are trying to say here is solar and wind projects, they are primarily mitigation project. Reforestation, afforestation, they are primarily sequestration projects. Primarily, I will give you another example. So when you read books, text, so you read about different types of text: narrative text and didactic text. So, what is narrative text? Narrative text contains stories like Panchatantra, etc. Didactic text contains moral instructions like Bhagavad Gita, what you should do, what you should not do, etc., etc. Karam karo, phal ki chinta mat karo, do your duties. So, didactic instructions. But not every book can have some component of narrative version, some component of didactic stories. So, it can be a mixture of both. What we are trying to say is Bhagavad Gita is primarily didactic. It contains moral instruction. Similarly, reforestation, afforestation is primarily sequestration project. It can have some component of mitigation. Solar and wind energy are primarily mitigation projects. It can have some component of sequestration, but primarily what? So that is what we are discussing. Hope you are understanding, guys, where we are going with this. Very important. These terms make and break. People hate environment for these terms, carbon credit, etc. So revise it. So the answer is A, as stated by Harshini, Anandu, Mamta, and Iltush. You people are so good, really good. Which of the following is true regarding carbon mitigation projects? Mitigation, sequestration. So these are tricky terms which we need to understand. Which of the following is true regarding? So Harshini has given the answer. And don't worry, if you're taking time to give these answers, these are the articles which you have to revise a lot, on which you have to make proper notes, because environment is very important from CSE, UPSC, CSE pre perspective. 2021 questions every day, because IAS, IFS, they have the same pre, right? And then from mains perspective, this whole thing, mitigation, sequestration, how they are different from each other, etc., etc. So Shini, Mamta, Iltush, all of you have given the answer. They prevent greenhouse emissions at the source. Very good here. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Spread the word. We'll talk about all these things later on. Let's talk about the third article of the day, restoring fiscal space for the states. So today I was not able to include mains question, guys. There were so many things to include in these articles. So your homework is make a mains question on this topic. You can make on this or the previous environment one. It's totally your call, but make a mains question on this topic and solve it. Like, write an answer on it. You can frame a mains question, that's not an issue. I will include mains question. This is a duty of mine, but today, because there were so many things to teach and so many things to include, I was not able to include mains question. So let's focus. What is this article talking about? Restoring fiscal space, GST, goods and services tax, led to creation of GST council, where center and states, they come together and they decide how taxation should happen. According to this article, taxation power of states have reduced considerably. Now state is calling the shot, and especially the opposition states or the opposition rule states, they are not very happy with how things are panning out. GST reduction has happened, right? GST rate reduction has happened. That has also reduced revenue for state. So states are crying. States are not happy. They are saying that they need some taxation power. This is not good. One nation, one tax is undermining federalism to a certain extent. They want IT top up. What is this IT top up? We'll talk about it. So again, an interesting article, very conceptual article, important from GS2 governance perspective. Or there is a topic which is related to relationship between center and state. So GS2 that and GS3 Indian economy perspective. So let's have a look at this. Very important from P perspective also. So India entered a new phase of GST implementation. We know why this restructuring happened. We know why IT tax cut happened. Income tax cut 12 lakh. All these things to boost consumption. And why this consumption boost is important? Because our domestic demand is not rising. Plus, export is also not happening because of Trump and his stupid policies. So GST cut happened and expected to pass on 2 lakh crore in benefits to consumer. Awesome. This is good. We love it. Hashini, Mamta, Iltush, Annie, all of you have given the answer. Now, the problem is this cut will impact whom? Center and state. But states, they like center have so much taxation power. Even on taxes, they can impose cess and surcharge. What is cess? Cess is imposed for a specific purpose. Education cess, Swachh Bharat cess. And then what is surcharge? Surcharge is, tax on tax. Let's say, let me give you an example. So let's say you paid 100 rupees tax initially, income tax, and then you paid 10 rupees tax on like education cess. You paid 10 rupees education cess. So overall tax you paid is 110 rupees, and then on 110 rupees they can even impose 10% surcharge. So 10% of 110, that means overall now you will pay 121. Cess is imposed on the your IT, like tax slab, primary tax slab. Surcharge is imposed on like your tax slab plus your cess. So again, cess is for a specific purpose. Purchase, not specific purpose. On the other hand, surcharge is just to generate revenue. Cess and surcharge imposed by center. There is something called as divisible pool of taxes. Divisible pool. What is divisible pool? Let's say center raised 100 rupees. Out of that 100 rupees, 41 rupees or something should go to states. But that is not the actual reality. So 100 rupees, this 100 rupees does not include cess and surcharge. My voice is gone. So maybe center is also raising, 30 rupees in cess, 20 rupees in surcharge. All these monies, they are not shared with states. And states are not very happy with all these scenarios. So we'll talk about what are states fearing and what we should do and what is the way forward. Again, this is a recurring topic. The topic which are recurring in nature, it's important. You know how many questions UPSC has already asked on GST. So again, let's focus. GST has shifted taxation power from states to GST Council, dominated by centers, eroded states' fiscal autonomy. Earlier Hindu analysis, we have discussed this time and again, how taxation power is mostly with center, expenditure is mostly with states. That has led to state dependence on center for revenue. And there are some states like, I will show you, and we'll talk about these things. Some states like Bihar, which is dependent most. 44% of states revenue receipt come from central transfer. What does it mean? When you read this budget part, you have revenue component and the capital component. Revenue component and capital component, right? revenue receipt, how you're getting your money. Receipt is how money is coming, expenditure is how money is going from your side. So 44%, 100 rupees if Bihar is generating, 72 is coming from these, central grants, very much dependent on center. If you talk about, Nitish Kumar siding with Modi sir, why? You can understand it from this scenario also. If they are not siding, where will Bihar get money from? So there are so many things which are happening in the background. This dependence has to be reduced. Otherwise, center will keep on calling shots, and states will be not be able to do anything because you need money. Money is not everything, but it is also not less than everything. So we'll come back to this again. Let's focus on the article. So again, there are articles. 246 divides taxation power between center and states. They can directly ask you, what is Article 246? 101st Amendment launched GST. Article 279A. India system shows design asymmetry. What is this design asymmetry? Resource sharing, maximum done by center. Expenditure on health, education, infrastructure done by state. State does not have money. How will they do these things? Dependent on center. Again, not good for federalism. Role of Finance Commission, Article 280, they talk about tax devolution. But which tax? Tax part which does not involve cess, which does not involve surcharge. All these things goes into center's pocket. And then what centers does with these money? They go on foreign tours. Now that's just stupidity. They invest it for common welfare. So some states claim this, finance commission criteria penalize progressive state and shows inconsistency. We will talk about finance commission in other articles, or maybe we have talked about it previously. We'll keep on talking about it. There are different criteria, guys, in how tax devolution will happen. Income distance, population. Income distance is how poor you are. If you're more poor, so there is a, median income which they will take into consideration. Let's say Goa is the state which has maximum per capita income. So Bihar, highest distance it has, let's say from Goa, so they will get more revenue or more money from this divisible pool of taxes. Population, if you have a higher population, you're generally getting more money. And that's why southern states, mainly southern states, they are saying that, or that you are penalizing us and you are favoring these Bimaru states. I am from one of those Bimaru states, so don't kill me for saying that. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't care what people think. I have to tell you the truth. So Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, they are being, in a way, because they are generally ruled by central government, so to say, they get maximum chunk of these taxes, and progressive states of southern India, they are generally penalized. We have discussed income, distance, population. These are not the only criteria. There are other criteria as well. We can talk about it some other time. Important. So tax sharing, the money, like let's say 100 rupees tax was generated by center, so it has increased. You can see the increase here, 29.5. So earlier 29, more than 29 rupees was going to center, in state rather, then 42%, 42 rupees went to state, then 41 when JNK became a union territory, then 41%. It looks good, but this is not the reality, guys. The problem is, as we have discussed, this money does not involve cess and surcharge, which is actually a huge amount. This is not a small amount. Swachh Bharat cess, education cess, surcharge, these are very big amount. They are not getting counted in the divisible pool of taxes. As you can see, the amount which center is generating from these cess and surcharge, 3.86 lakh crore, 4.23 lakh crore going in their pocket. Not done, man. You should share it. If you have taken maximum taxation power, what is your view, guys? Do you think center should share cess and surcharge as well? Or do you think, no, sir, we need money? Let's say our big ministers, etc., they have to go for foreign tours and all every second, third day. So we need money. Where will money come from, sir? If centers just share everything with states, so it is not done. What is your view on this? Do you think center should share this cess surcharge revenue, 3.86 lakh crore, 4.23 lakh crore, or you feel like, nah, this is such a small chunk, man? You cannot just go on foreign tours. These countries are expensive, man, and we need money. Views, guys, views, not sarcasm. And all these things, big chunk of money with center, less money taxation power with state, is creating what? It is undermining federalism. Anyway, India is a federal state with strong unitary bias. And when these states, you're taking away their taxation power, you're not even giving them cess and surcharge, you are undermining progressive states in finance commission recommendations. God knows where your country is going, right? So high dependence undermines states' fiscal autonomy and liquidity flexibility. Why you people did not say anything related to that part? So growing fiscal strain and political friction. State face rising public service costs, limited taxation power. They have to take care of health, education, infrastructure. They don't have money. Heavy central dependence cause delays, liquidity issue, political bias. Think about the scenario. In center, if you have BJP, although we love BJP, we have talked about it. RBC, WBC, and Modi BC, red blood corpuscles, white blood corpuscles, Modi blood corpuscles. The point is not that. The point is it's a basics rationale, guys. If you have BJP at the center, they will favor BJP rule states. So who will get the maximum chunk of these monies? Opposition rule states, they're especially vocal about fiscal imbalance. That's why we speak for fiscal federalism, sir. Distribution is essential. Very good, Iltush. Iltush is a good girl. Who is a good girl? Iltush. So Tamil Nadu has set up a committee to review center states. I love Tamil Nadu for how bold they are. I love West Bengal for how bold they are. My sister is in West Bengal. She keeps on saying stuff, but I don't know. So now, what are the proposals? Personal income tax. You have, you know, IT, income tax. So here, share 50-50. Whatever income tax center is generating, etc., keeping with itself, divide it 50-50. Or allow states to levy an IT top-up. What is IT top-up? So IT is income tax, guys. So let's say 100 rupees is the income tax. Above this 100 rupees income tax, allow states to charge 20% more, 15% more. This 15%, 20%, whatever is charged by respective state, that will go into the pocket of states. That will not be taken by center. So this is an IT top up, increasing revenue flexibility. Let's say in Tamil Nadu, in Karnataka, you have IT setups, you have IT hubs, etc. So there the income tax bracket is higher. They can charge a IT top up. I know the burden will increase on the people, but that will also lead to increase in the revenue of states. And that top up thing, that excess amount will go to the states. That is what they are saying. Cool. So such measures will reduce dependence on central transfer. There is too much dependence on center right now, which is not good. India's fiscal framework is becoming increasingly centralized post GST. One nation, this and that is not too good, guys. One nation, one election, one nation, one culture, one nation, one language. So there is a strong call to rebalance tax power, and you can see all these things. I'm not reading this. We should promote cooperative federalism. Now let's focus on the things which we have just discussed. Use option elimination. Read all options. These are good questions. Will give you conceptual clarity. And frame a mains question on this topic and solve it. Although, see, I have nothing against center. I love, this government when it came from 2014 and till now, everything has changed. I don't even remember how my country was like before 2014. Things have changed so much for the better, so much. So I have nothing against. It's just that whatever is written in the article, I just told you that. I'm the biggest supporter of BJP and Modi government. So Anandu, Iltush, all of you have given the answer. Gajanan, any. Fine. So we have discussed the problem is the cess and surcharge. Swachh Bharat cess, education cess, blah blah cess. All these cess are going to center. They are not part of the shareable pool. They are not part of the divisible pool. Second is wrong. If second is wrong, you eliminate second, you will get the answer. That is A, 1 and 3 only, as stated by Anandu, Iltush, Gajanan, Eni, and Manta. Very good, yeah. So again, hope you understood. You just have to eliminate. I miss old days. I can understand. No, no, no. Pre 2014. What are you saying? We are in Amrit Kal. Pratik, don't say that. Which state has highest dependence on central transfer? There is so much peace in our country right now. Every religion existing peacefully. No religion-based politics at all. You know, what more do you want? People are voting on the basis of work. No caste politics. Nothing. See, in Bihar, there will be no caste politics. Prashant Bhushan will win. I love Prashant Bhushan, guys. I did not know about him much, but I watched his interviews and everything. Jan Suraj, he is such a good orator, man. He was leading election charges for or campaigns for even BJP once, Mamta Banerjee once, even Andhra Pradesh. He earned a lot of money. Such good guy. The way he speaks, you learn from these people. So, which state has highest dependence on central transfers? Any Iltush, Anandu, Mamta, Pratik, all of you have given the answer. Bihar. Very good. Oh, what happened? MCQ 9. What is IT top up for states? What does it refers to? What is IT top up? So Gajanan, Annie, Iltu, Shanandu, Mamta, Pratik, all of you have given the answer for that question. MCQ 8. MCQ 9, IT top up for states refer to what we have discussed. What does this IT stands for? Based on that, you can solve this question. Oh, people have already given the answer. Oh, no, this is MCQ 9, right? So Gajanan has given the answer. Mamta has given the answer. Empowering states to levy additional tax on personal income without changing the base. That is IT top of a state. So Gajanan, Mamta, Pratik, B is the answer. IT is income tax. Just read, see where is income tax. Personal income, that is income tax. So now next article, page 22, science 2, dopamine overdose. So people are saying that these days, everybody's on phone, all the time. It's similar to drug addiction. People earlier used to do drug, alcohol, and this and that. So currently, what you people are doing, or what we people are doing using this phone, etc., it's actually the same thing. Dopamine, brains feel good means feel, oh my god, feel good neurotransmitter central to motivation, reward, and pleasure. So we are like earlier people, if they want to get high, if they wanted to get brain to release dopamine, what they used to do, they used to take cocaine, nicotine, alcohol. Today, what people do, they watch phone. Not good, guys. We have to do detoxing, dopamine detoxing. And how it will happen, we'll talk about this. So over time, brain became desensitized, and then what will happen, initially you need 100 dopamine units, let's say, and then you will want more and more and more. So initially you're watching phone for 3 hours, and then you will watch it for 4, 5, 6, because your brain will keep on needing more and more dopamine. Technology now mimics the addictive dopamine once associated with drugs. So currently we are doing drugs. Even if you are not, you are doing drugs. Social media, short videos, streaming services provides intermittent dopamine hits, and this is not helping anybody. This is leading to anxiety, fractured attention. Everybody wants 2 seconds, popularity. How we can get it? Somebody is dancing without any clothes, doing this and that. So digital engagement triggers the same reward circuits that drive addiction. So again, and dopamine, you can see all these things. And basic rationale here is there are certain terms which you have to understand. Spending over 3 hours per day on social media correlates with higher anxiety and depression. We are going into depression because we are watching more and more. Let's say you're watching these reels, etc., you're getting dopamine is released, you're happy. But once you just kept it because you're sleeping, etc., you will feel like, no, I still need to see something. I want it. Oh my god, give it. It's just like, like Urta Punjab thing. We are all taking drugs right now. This has to stop. This has led to loss of motivation. You people, earlier people used to watch movies for 3 hours. Now they're watching for 10 minutes and then they will scroll their phone. All these things have happened. People used to study for 2 hours without any distraction. Now they're watching it for like studying for 10 minutes and then they want something. So all these things have gone out of the window. Motivation, all these things, sleep, etc. Anxiety is increasing, depression is increasing. How many hours a day you people use your phone, guys? Write in the comment section. I know everybody must be using more than 8 hours. If you're using it for study purpose, good. But yes, have you thought about it? What is the rationale? Spending over 3 hours per day, I think all of you classify in that criteria. The goal is you have to do dopamine fasting. What is dopamine fasting? You cannot get rid of phone, reels, and all. You will watch it. If I tell you right now that I will kill you people, I will kill you all if you keep on using phones for these reels, I have to kill you all because you will use it. The only thing is you have to minimize the use. You have to use some apps. I use certain apps, and I cannot show you right now. I use certain apps where I use, like, I on it. So on it means 5 minutes per hour. If I use it for more than 5 minutes per hour, that app will close automatically. But then there are options to disable those apps also. So again, I am also not that disciplined. So what if I am not disciplined? What lecture I can give you on discipline? But yes, dopamine fasting has to be done, guys. They can directly ask you, what is dopamine fasting for study purpose only, where Gajanan is a good boy. Taking breaks from digital stimulation to retrain brain for sustainable happiness. This is not giving you sustainable happiness. Sorry, Pawan Singh, and girls dancing on sorry song of Pawan Singh, watching those reels continuously and all. No, that is not good, guys. So what you have to do, reduce notification. One which good great thing which people are doing nowadays is this thing, grayscale, making devices grayscale. What is the basic rationale behind making devices grayscale? These colors which you are seeing on your phone, they're very, awesome looking colors, but generally when you make the color like this gray in your Android phone or Apple phone, whatever phone you are having, then you will have less incentive to click on these apps. This is grayscale. As you can see, the colors have gone. The colors have gone out from your phone, and now you will have less incentive to use your phone. So please make your phone grayscale, guys. Have any of you people have ever done this grayscale thing? What is important here from science and tech perspective is they can ask you what is dopamine fasting, they can ask you what is grayscale phenomena, or where people are using these grayscale phenomena, and that is used in the phones. Why? To reduce this dopamine addiction, so to say, to take some tech breaks. So anybody, have you ever used this dopamine grayscale thing? Have you ever done this, dopamine fasting? 8 hour study purpose only, my device does every time automatically. Only during lunchtime and dinner time, I used to watch some horror movie or comedy movie or listen to music for study. I have tab. Very good, Mamta. So please, guys, focus on dopamine fasting and pray for me also. I also have to reduce this. Although these days I'm so engaged, guys. Oh my God, the work has increased. This is also good. If your work is already too much, you will not get time to look at phones, etc. So engage in physical activity. Even if you have girlfriend, talk to her. Okay, so physical activity of any kind, mindfulness, to do these things, have some real human connection. Previously, we were talking about some Hindu analysis where we talked about Chat GPT being your best friend. Not good. Not good. So talk to people, common people. It's very tough. In UPSC journey, especially, you will become lonely. And this is very common. And that's why UPSC is so tough. Yesterday, I made a shot on this, that it's not only about physical toll, etc. It takes toll emotionally. If you talk to 1,000 people, when will you study? So you become alone. But the scenario is, or the rationale is, be alone, not lonely. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Lonely has a negative connotation. I want to talk to someone, I'm not getting someone to talk. I'm a person who is like, I have also made a shot on their terms like social, anti-social, asocial. Please understand these terms, important from ethics perspective: social, anti-social, and asocial. What do these terms actually means? So social people, it's, there was a girl I met some time back, so she was very social, she used to talk to so many people, good, but very difficult to crack UPSC then if you're too social, because you don't have time to prepare. I'm not saying social people cannot clear UPSC, I'm just saying it's difficult. Anti-social means, anti-social and asocial people get confused here. We people, I, Mamta, Pratik, Gajanan, any other people, we are asocial, guys. Asocial means I am very happy on my own. People are like, let's come to party and this and that Friday night. I'm very happy being alone. I love my own presence. I love to think and do my own things. I don't need other people to make me happy. So I'm asocial. Antisocial are criminal people. Those are antisocial. I'm not killing people. So there is a difference between anti-social and asocial, guys. Most of us, the people who actually seriously prepare for UPSC, they are asocial. They become asocial, and then when they come out of it, but clearing it or not clearing it, it becomes very difficult for us to merge with normal society. We don't know how to interact with the opposite sex in a proper manner. These things happen. It's very common. So yes, there is a difference between asocial and anti-social. So focus on human connections, and this is important if you want to take care of this dopamine fasting. Good morning, Jivan. And maintain sleep, nutrition, emotional awareness, blah blah blah. Do remember the basic difference between social, anti-social, and asocial. So now let's focus on MCQ 10 rather. What is dopamine fasting? Sorry, sorry, sorry. Pawan Singh songs are so good, guys. Even people who don't understand Bhojpuri, they are singing these songs. Dopamine fasting is what, guys? Irtush has given the answer. Anybody have you heard about Pawan Singh? Pawan Singh is like, many people say that does not have a good character when it really comes to women and all these things. I don't say anything. I have no opinion. But his songs, oh my God, Pawan Singh songs. Temporary reduction of overstimulation to restore reward balance, as stated by Iltush, Pratik, Annie, Gajanan, Anandu, and Mamta. Nobody has heard about Pawan Singh. Oh my God, sorry, sorry. Let's focus, guys. MCQ 11. In the context of dopamine regulation, grayscale mode on devices used to do what? What is grayscale mode? Chepandis, guys, Chepandis. Oh my God, we still have one article to do. Bhojpuri, tu lagabe luja lipstick. That means whenever you're applying lipstick, the whole district is moving. That is the song. I just listen to songs. I understand a little bit. It's very similar to Hindi. It's not that difficult. I cannot speak that much. I cannot speak any much. Like what that much, this much. I can understand. So yes, Prateek, Iltush, Annie, Gajanan, Anandu, Mamta, all of you have given the answer. Very good, guys. Let's be serious. Page number 8, candlelight before codification. This RTI thing, which current government has totally diluted, Right to Information Act, passed in 2005, was brought by these people. MKSS, Mazdoor Kishan Sakti Sangathan, a type of NGO. You can also call it a type of pressure group. All these words, NGO, pressure group, explicitly mentioned in your GS mains paper 2. MKSS. And now these people, I think, will bring another revolution because 2019 amendment happened in RTI where earlier the information commissioners etc had security of tenure. Now center will appoint them, center will remove them, center will decide their salary, so their independence has been taken away. Nobody takes RTI seriously. Digital data protection bill has come into picture where they will not, there is a section which says that private information will not be revealed. In that regard, 20 years have completed of RTI and these people are talking, they're like, we will do another revolution. We cannot promote opaqueness. Center cannot say that we will not release Modi degree certificate etc. They have to do it if it is needed for it is related to in some way to national security etc etc, or we need to know, like there is a rule. We are not saying about Modi sir, we love Modi sir, we know how educated and everything he is. Even if he's not educated, that's none of our concern. The rationale is, I keep on telling you people about something that when somebody is flying a airplane, it's not like it doesn't matter what his or her educational criteria is. We will allow anybody to fly an aeroplane. Educational criteria matter. Similarly, when you're allowing somebody to rule your country, so to say, should educational criteria matter? This particular thing has been discussed a lot in different forums. What is your view on this, guys? Oh, guys, yes, be serious. Do you think PM or CM? We are not talking about other people, but PM, CM, they have so much power. Your chief minister, your prime minister, they have so much power. Do you think there should be a limited, some amount of educational criteria? Or do you think anybody can become PM, CM, sir? It's not same as flying airplane or, train, etc. We are not dying, if airplane goes haywire, etc. If country also goes haywire, who does, like, we don't care, sir. Anyway, we are part of brain drain. So we will study, we will become IS officer, then we will take a leave and we will do some, PhD, etc. from some other college, and then we will leave our country because we anyway have to leave India. So it doesn't concern if country goes haywire. But airplane shouldn't go haywire. So what is your view on this? Do you think there should be some amount of educational qualification for PMCM? If not, then why should we have educational qualification for anything, guys? UPSC, etc. Why graduation? Allow anyone from any time. Your 10th pass, 12th pass, give. You are graduate, give. Why any? Like, if for these posts, PMCM, biggest post, having so much power, having so much say in governance, if there is no educational qualification for them, anybody can become, then why? In other things, nothing can be more important than these people, right? So I don't know. I have no views because I want to live. I love my life. But think about it. Can anybody rule our country? Can anybody rule your state? Shouldn't there be some qualification? I don't know. Then just remove every qualification from every criteria. 8 student can also give UPSC. If he can clear, he can clear. Why qualification, etc. He's good enough. So now let's focus, guys. There has to be some reason why we have putting these caps or something like that. So let's focus, guys. Bewar, Rajasthan, it is the birthplace of India's RTI movement, right to information. And these people, they did the protest in 1996, Hamara Paisa, Hamara Hishab. All these things led to something known as social audit. These terms are important, guys, from both GS2 and ethics perspective. What is social audit? So you people, it matters, but our constitution does not. So change the constitution. Your constitution also does not talk about GST, Iltush. But you made the change. You introduced Article 279A, and you talked about GST Council, right? So make the changes. We have power. It's not like our constitution is totally rigid. So what we are discussing, I forgot. So what we are talking about is this whole phenomena led to social audit. Social audit means, and you people will not like it because you people are future civil servant. So you will not like common people asking for documents from you and reevaluating or going through those documents. That's what exactly happens in social audit. In social audit, if you said that you invested 1,000 rupees in this and that healthcare education, they will go through that. Common people will go through that, and then they will talk with the people whom you said you held, and they will come to a picture whether you actually invested those money or not. This is social audit. That happened after RTI, but dilution of RTI further diluting social audit as well. So yeah. So again, you can see all the things. Activists held a sit-in. Then Rajasthan, it was happening in Rajasthan, and that's why I love Rajasthan. Biofuel policy, this policy, that policy, very good that regard. So they started their own RTI law in 2000, and that happened 5 years before RTI Act came in India. So many things has to happen. Empowering citizen, early social audit, important guys. This term is important from both GS2 and GS4 perspective. So what is social audit? Snake bite victims were these new mothers illegally charged. When you go through their documents, public documents, you realize what corruption they are doing. As second ARC ethics and governance says, corruption is an exception rather than a norm in most countries. In India, corruption is a norm rather than an exception. One particular IS officer or something, he wrote a book about ethics, and then he got charged with 10 crore corruption, etc. or what. So public confrontation led to policy correction. So this is the beginning of social audits, where common people are evaluating government documents to see whether they are actually correct or not, or you people are doing or fudging data. RTI, Mela, blah, blah, blah. You read all these things. There is a dilution of RTI, which is happening in a subsequent manner. Although if Modi sir is doing this dilution, he must have thought something about it. Why we should challenge government. Okay, so again, you can read all these things. So this whole thing, this whole 20th anniversary celebration of RTI at Bewad in Rajasthan, it was attended by people from Meghalaya, Tamil Nadu, who actually thinks about transparency. The states and the people who actually think about transparency, they came and they talked about this whole thing. Where a constitution is living book, we can have amendments, but does politician wants this? That thing, that depends on us. Social will, people's, you know, do you think people at that time wanted RTI? Who wants RTI? Who wants accountability? Even you people, when you will become civil servant, your tone will change. You're like, what accountability? I don't like this. So pressure has to come, and that's where the pressure groups comes into picture, like MKSS, Mazdoor Kisan Sakti Sangathan. So why we are saying dilution happens? See, 2019 RTI amendment gave union government control over tenurial salaries of information commissioners, reducing independence. They don't want themselves to be questioned. How many press conference Modi sir has done in the last, I don't know how many years? But again, if Modi sir is not doing press conference, it must be for some reason, because as some people say, he's one of the avatars of Lord Vishnu. So he must be thinking something. Maybe accountability is not needed. Maybe accountability is overrated. So we should do away with all these organizations which demand some amount of accountability. CIC, Central Information Commission, 9 of the 11 posts vacant right now. 6 state information commissions, there is no commissioners. Backlogs, cases at CIC take over a year to be heard. So why have this facade, guys? Why even have this particular organization? Just remove it. If you don't want RTI to work, you have 9 posts vacant. You don't care about all these things. Your prime minister is not doing press conference. Our prime minister is not doing press. Just remove everything. Special case Jammu and Kashmir. In Jammu and Kashmir, they have their own local RTI law. They replaced it by the central version, which is a weaker version now, which nobody cares about. Then they introduced this particular act, Digital Data Protection Act or Personal Data Protection Act, where there is a section which says that our personal information cannot be divulged. Our PMCM degree cannot be divulged unless it is justified by a larger public interest. Why do you want to know what is the degree of your PM or CM? Just go do your work. So government claims this aligns with 2017 right to privacy KS Puttaswamy judgment. Right to privacy is there, and that's why these things should not be divulged. But again, these are public figures and they are ruling over us. We need to know who are these guys. What is their past? Is their past hazy or not? We need to know, guys. It doesn't work like that. Then don't say it is democracy, say it is dictatorship. Activists argue it broadens secrecy, making social audits impossible. Weaken RTI, weaken social audit. just RTI in name now, and the whole essence has died, so to say. I'm not saying anything like that. I believe Modi sir. I believe he's the best, PM, dictator, whatever you want to call him. Dictator he's not. He's the PM in the world. But yeah. So let's focus, guys. RTI Act 2005 was largely inspired by what? To the level of farmers' protest and how media handles. Media is like, why opposition is doing this, opposition is doing that. Opposition is opposition because they did not do their work. And that's why they're in opposition. They are not the one who are ruling, guys. You should not be questioning opposition. You should be if you are questioning who is ruling, you are not anti-national. This is so wrong on so many levels. Questioning should be a right in democracy. It should not be an exception, man. Right to Information Act 2005 was largely inspired by what? So, Iltush, Pratik, Annie, Jiva, and Anandu, all of you have given the answer. MCQ 13, guys. Which of the following are considered effective strategy for maintaining healthy dopamine levels? So, 12 and 13, their homework. We'll discuss it tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow is Saturday, right? So, yes, we'll discuss it tomorrow. Think about it and answer it in the comment section if you know it. Like, share, and subscribe. Join this Telegram channel. I will share this PDF by 9:30 a.m. What else I was talking about? You can post your score, blah, blah, blah. 3 days are remaining, guys. 3 days. After that, on 19th midnight, I will close this bundle. 5999 all courses, too much savings. Oh my god, do it. Or even if you're buying, I've told you earlier, even if you're buying individual course, do it before 19th 12 midnight. Prices can increase from 20th. So again, you already know all these things. And mains answer evaluation, personalized mentorship program, history through NCRT series, and mains complete material. These are the things which you should focus on. They will help you a lot. Doubt session, etc. They are implicitly there in these things. So you don't need to buy for them separately. Many people are very smart. You know what they do? They will buy mains answer evaluation 2,999 per year, and buy mains answer evaluation. They will take mentorship also. But this is good. This is smartness. I love that smartness. So again, it's totally up to you guys. Use, but I'm also smart. I'm not stupid. But again, so yes, 19th midnight, whatever floats your boat. I'm happy to help you people, and it's just a way of me running the family, and that's it. I don't need 5 lakh or 10 lakh rupees. I just need some amount so that I can run and I can keep on doing whatever I'm doing. So 3 days you have, and that's it from me. I'm going now, and I will see you people tomorrow at 8 a.m. Yeah, you can also donate if I'm helping you in any way. Again, I think I'm okay. I'm. Do you think I'm gooming, guys? I'm not seeing myself gooming. Am I audible? I can hear myself. So everything was fine. Maybe for a momentary movement, something happened. Cool, guys. So see you people tomorrow at 8 a.m. Bye bye.